Hello fellow gamers, this is Felipe from Level Based Gaming. And I really didn't know how much I love trucks until I played Snowrunner, the truck delivery sim that has me delivering cargo across some of the harshest terrain this planet has to offer. With any racing title, if you really want to call this a racing title, there are the best and the worst vehicles. And today, I wanted to focus on the worst vehicles in Snowrunner. We had the opportunity to try out all 41 vehicles that were provided to us at launch. And just to be clear, we're going to omit the highway class because let's face it, all the trucks in that class are pretty much bad in their own right. So we will only focus on the heavy duty, off-road, and scout classes. And we'll also try to give a brief description as to why they're bad. Also, keep in mind that this list is based on our experiences with these vehicles. And we have absolutely no doubt that in the right hands, each one of these vehicles can be the best at what they do. So here are the top 5 worst vehicles in Snowrunner. Starting in at number 5, we have the Chevrolet Kodiaq C70 heavy duty class. Now, we're starting off the list with a rather difficult choice here because there's only 4 trucks in that class, which is the least amongst the rest of the other classes. What puts this truck on the list is the fact that it just can't keep up with the other trucks once you hit the harsher terrains. It's a great vehicle early in the stages, but with the lack of any significant engine upgrades, this just puts the Kodiaq C70 at a severe disadvantage compared to the other trucks. It just has a difficult time keeping up with the heavier loads. Sorry Kodiaq, you just made the list. Moving on to number 4, we have the ZIZK 5368 off-road class. This one was also a tough one because the off-road class at the time boasted a hefty 13 trucks, which is the most out of any category. And after delivering cargo with every single one of these off-road trucks, this one stood out as being the best of the worst. And it really hurt us to place this truck on the list because all the off-road trucks were an absolute blast to use. So why is this one on the list? Well, it's because of one reason and one reason alone. The fuel consumption is the worst out of any car probably in the game. And what makes it even worse is the fact that the fuel tank only holds 190 gallons. That's right, only 190 gallons. And the more you upgrade your engine, the worse your fuel consumption gets. So if you decide to use this truck, just be forewarned, just be prepared to run out of gas very, very quickly. Next at number 3, we have the Derry Longhorn 3194 heavy class. And although this truck has a very, very good power to weight ratio, there are 2 glaring issues with this heavy truck. One of them is that atrocious middle dead axle. Not only is it an eyesore, but this dead axle will get you stuck more times than none. And a lot of the times if you choose to go off-road, the axle will center itself high, leaving you stuck. Which pretty much brings us to our second issue, and it's the lack of differential lock, which anyone would tell you in Snowrunner makes a gigantic difference. There are a lot of smaller trucks that can cut through the mud and snow better than this truck can, and it'll only get worse if you decide to hook up a semi-trailer to it. Oh yeah, and did I mention this truck has an atrocious turn radius? Coming in at number 2, we have a tie between the Asnov 73210 and the Kolob 74760 heavy class. Man, these heavy classes are just not having a good day, are they? One of the main problems with both of these trucks is the overall cabin design. They have an extremely large front overhang, which means climbing the smallest of hills and slopes can be a Herculean task. Also, having one of the lowest ground clearances of any truck in the game, you can expect these small little pits to stop you in your tracks. These trucks will get stuck in areas pretty much where they shouldn't be getting stuck. Now, one would think an easy solution would just be to change the bumper, right? Well, not really. You can't even change the front bumper to alleviate the low clearance issue. And it's because of these reasons that both of these trucks make the list. And finishing off the list at number 1 is the Con L04F Scout class. And I really don't know where to begin with this truck, if you can call it that. Not only is it the worst vehicle in the Scout class, but it's the worst vehicle in the game. That's a double whammy. It almost feels like the developer is trolling us at this point because the main issue with the vehicle are just the tires, and they're really small. Coming in at a whopping 33 inches max, the tires are the smallest in the entire game, and the vehicle will get stuck anywhere you go, even in the smallest of mud pits. It's surprisingly decent if you're doing some light off-road scouting, but that's pretty much it. In all honesty, it's not really worth having in your fleet, and if you do decide to use this truck, just remember to proceed with caution. And there you have it, the worst trucks in Snowrunner. Let us know what you guys think of our choices in the comments below and what other truck do you think belong on the list. Give us a like and hit the subscribe button for new content every week. Thanks everybody, and take care.